Welcome to the Lovestead.
Hello, welcome back to Lady Lovestead Reads. My name is Jessica, and this is the weekly vlog. It's Monday, September 25th. I'm on my lunch break. I actually need to get back to it, so it's going to be a very short check-in, but I wanted to get the vlog started. Hopefully I will have more to say later tonight and we can catch up a little bit. I know it's been a while. Hello, it is Wednesday. I just opened my Diet Coke and scared Pippi if you heard all the kerfuffle just now. I'm on my lunch break and I'm not at all hungry today, but I do crave caffeine, so Diet Coke it is. Have we decided whether or not aspartame is actually bad for us? I know it's like in the media again. I'm pretty sure it is bad for us, but is it worse than sugar? Like, that's my question. Who even knows, right? The week has gone by in a bit of a blur, but I wanted to pop in and check in with you today because Wednesday is my long day at work, so like I'm not running errands or going to the barn or anything like that. It's nice to take a break. Let's catch up a little bit. Some of you, not all of you, and that's fine, but some of you have noticed I've been away from Booktube for a while, and it's not for any reason other than my internet is not playing nice. I could not get anything uploaded. It would take me like a minimum of 40 hours, like not exaggerating, a minimum of 40, sometimes up to 100 hours to get a video uploaded. And I was going back and forth with my internet provider about this because my download speed is great, my internet speed is great, but my upload speed is absolute trash. And there's nothing to do about it unless I upgrade my plan, of course. But I did eventually get them to figure out that my modem was like 5 years out of date. So they replaced my modem, and now I'm having a little bit better luck getting things uploaded. Thank goodness. So I have been away again. Like I said, no other reason really except that I have literally been unable to upload anything to the internet. I have noticed though in the past year my favorite booktubers are all like really burning out, and several of them are leaving social media, or not just social media, but like the bookternet entirely. That makes me kind of sad. I mean, I want them to take care of themselves, absolutely, but you know, you kind of develop parasocial, if not actual, relationships with these people and then have them burn out and just disappear. It's a sad thing. You miss them. And what I'm trying to do is learn from them and their experiences, because some of them have come back and posted a video and been like, hey, here's why I left, and talking about why they burned out and what happened. And so I'm trying to learn from their experiences to make sure that I don't burn out. so that I can play the long game so long as my internet cooperates with Booktube. And really, what I've learned about myself is as soon as it starts to feel like work, I have to step back and reevaluate. And I've thought about it, and the things that make Booktube feel like work are reading challenges, readathons, TBRs, themed vlogs, planning out content way in advance. Like, I have to do Booktube in a very, like, go with the flow kind of way, where I don't have any specific expectations for what I read in a month, how much I read in a month, the books that I read in a month, the genres. I have to be able to just pick up whatever I want to read and read it. And I need to be able to just make the content that I like to create. And the content that I like to create are my wrap-ups, vlogs, the occasional tag or like recommendations video. And really, like, that's my content. Like, that's me in the book world. And that's what I can do without burning out. I think that I will participate in a book club here and there or a readathon here and there. But as soon as those things start to feel like work or restrictive, I gotta step back and not do them. And so right now, I'm not doing any of those things. Right now, I am just doing vlogs, wrap-ups, and then random videos here and there because that's what doesn't feel like work for me. Like, that's what feels enriching to me rather than depleting for me. Let me know down below if you've noticed Booktubers burning out lately, and if you've thought about this, like if you're a creator, if it's something that you've thought about. But I'm just curious if you've noticed this and if you've seen any kind of like shifts in the way people are producing content as a result. Because I'm sort of seeing it in like a broader way across different platforms and across multiple creators. I find it interesting. Anyway, do some quick updates, just life updates for you, and then I will share with you what books I'm reading this week. Okay, I'm going to put up a trigger warning for pet health issues. I'll put it up on the screen. I'll put trigger up here on the screen and take it down. If you are triggered by hearing about pet health issues or end-of-life care, skip this part. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. All of my pets are still here. I haven't lost anybody except for one goldfish. So let me put that panic at ease because I know I probably scared some of you. I think it's so sweet how some of you get so attached to my animals. I love that you love them with me. I really do. I did lose one goldfish. I lost Spark. Spark is my fish that had dropsy like 7 times. It was a miracle that she was even still here. And she's just old. She was just old and she passed. So I did get a new goldfish. And she is out of quarantine now. And her name is Flame. And, you know, Spark, Flame. I'll introduce you to Flame here in this vlog. She's absolutely beautiful. Okay. Other pet-related news. On the whole, everybody's doing well, except for Pie. My kitty Pie is having some struggles, and we might be reaching some end-of-life care for her. And that's all I'll really say about it because the internet is horrible to pet owners. Always wanting to tell you what you're doing wrong with their care and that you're abusive and all this other stuff. So I'm not going to go into more detail than that. And I'm just going to say we might be reaching an end-of-life stage with Miss Pie. Miss Pie is 14. She's had a wonderful life. I love her to death. I will keep her as healthy and comfortable and peaceful as I can for the rest of her days, however many they are. Orlando has had some challenges, but we're not at end of life with him yet, I don't think. He's got a chronic condition now that's going to be there the rest of his life, but I think we can manage it with him. So he'll be around for several years to come, I hope. Otherwise, everybody's good. Everybody's good. Cherry and Elle, cats are good. Pippi is rocking and rolling. Maggie the dog is good. The rest of the goldfish are good. Chickens are good. Parakeets, bunnies, horses, they're good. All right, so into triggers. I'm trying to think if there are other life updates, and there really aren't. So let's get into the books that I'm currently reading. I'm reading an ebook right now called Get Out of Your Head, and it's by Jenny something, pictures on the screen. It's me. I never remember the author's names, right? Hi, it's Jessica. So this book is about basically controlling your thinking in a way that will help you deal with like anxiety and just pessimism and negativity and depression and things like that. And it is a faith-based book. So if you're not a Christian, this is not for you. It's very couched in faith. It's very couched in scripture. And I'm reading it because I am extremely burnt out. The past year has been absolutely wild. And things have sort of come together now that I can step back and like regroup and recover. I've been in survival mode for the past 12 months. Really, truly been in survival mode. And now I don't have to be in survival mode. And now I can recover. So I have sort of a burnout recovery plan. And part of it is to like read these books that help me recenter myself and learn how to take care of myself better. So this is the first book that I'm reading for part of that process. And I really like it so far. I'm finding it very helpful. And one thing I do appreciate about this is she said, you know, if you have a chemical imbalance, you need to go take medication and get help for it. Like, she's very much acknowledged that mental illness is a real thing. It's a physical thing. It happens in your body, and medication is okay. And I think a lot of faith-based people don't do that. But she has done that, which I really appreciate. It makes me like this book even more. And I am getting a lot out of it. And if I can take away any sort of secular advice from it, I will definitely share that with you. And I will say, if you are a Christian, if you love Jesus, if you read the Bible, you might get a lot out of this as well. I am about to start a new audiobook, and it is called, I Have Some Questions for You. I'm pulling it up on my phone, and it's written by Rebecca Mackay. I don't know what this is about. I've just heard it spoken really highly of by content creators that I like. Especially, I heard it was like Elizabeth at Reading Wryly. I heard her talk about it. I was like, okay, that's something I would like. Haven't started it yet, but that's in the lineup to get started the next time I go do barn chores. And then the big book I'm currently reading is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. This is book 1 in the Song of Ice and Fire series. This is the show that Game of Thrones, or this is the book that the show A Game of Thrones is based on. And I'm not far into it. I am 68 pages out of like 900. So not super far into it. But I'm really liking it. I really like the character work in this. It's got strong character work. The world building is okay. I mean, you're kind of getting a sense of what this universe is like, and it'll probably continue. It's really getting into the history of the characters, though. Like, that's what this is really outlining so far, is who are these people? How are they related? What's the history of their relationships? That's it in a nutshell. And I like that. I like character-driven work. And so far I am enjoying this a lot. I do have tabs that I'm using. I don't have a specific tabbing system. I just put a tab in whenever there's something related to like the plot or the history that I might need to come back to and remind myself of. And there's a lot of that. And then I also sometimes mark quotes that I like. So, there's no color coding or anything like that. I just use the rainbow tabs and put them in rainbow order. That's it. So that is, woo! I don't know if you saw the little kitty flying over here. Oh my, Elle and Pippi are playing. Anyway, that's what I'm reading. That's the update. Long update here, so I'm going to go ahead and get back to work. on, Bubbles. Hi, it is Friday. I just got home from the barn, so I look a mess. My hair is frizzy, my makeup's sweated off because it's like 88 degrees. September 29th, and it's 88 degrees. Anyway, I feel like fall is never coming, and I hate it. So, I wanted to check in with you because I am switching the audiobook that I was going to read. So I was going to read I Have Some Questions for You by Rebecca Mackay, and I just didn't get to it in time, and I had like not enough time to read it all before it was due back at the library. So I returned it. I'll read it some other time. I just haven't been in an audiobook mood. Like when I am out doing chores lately this week, I've preferred to just kind of be in my head and be in my thoughts or listen to music instead. So hopefully I'll get to this audiobook before it's due back. I have been reading Game of Thrones this week. It's such a big book. I'm not making a whole lot of progress on it. But if you've read the first book, I just got to the part where something very kind of tragic happens to Bran. Little boy Bran. So heartbreaking and infuriating that this happens to him early in the story. Poor little guy. I've seen like episodes here and there of the TV show, so I really don't know the full story of A Game of Thrones. So this is like my first time experiencing it all. But yeah, if you've read it, that just happened to Bran and it made me sad. And then hopefully I can finish a book by the time this vlog wraps up on Sunday. If not, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to put any pressure on myself about it. But I'm thinking I'll be able to give you sort of a recap of that ebook I've been reading called Get Out of Your Head, which is like the faith-based book about navigating anxious thoughts and things like that. So hopefully I'll be able to share some of that with you. It's been a pretty normal week. Like there really hasn't been much going on. I know I haven't done a lot of B-roll or check-ins this week, but I promise you, you're not missing anything. This week I've just worked, done chores, and read my books. And that's it. And I've done so much work and chores that the time I've spent reading my books hasn't been a whole lot. And like I said, I've not been in an audiobook mood, so I haven't been listening to the audiobook when I'm doing chores. And since Game of Thrones is so big, it's very, very slow and not a whole lot to check in about it because it does move so slow. So like I said, I promise you're not missing anything. It's just going to be one of those weeks where it's a shorter vlog, but I wanted to make sure to get something posted for you so I can kind of get back into the swing of things now that my internet is playing nice again for now, hopefully. That's the check-in. Hello, baby. Hello. Here. I don't want to fall. Can you come over here? Come here. Come here, Dodo. Come on. Come on, Mama. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you. Yes, I do. All right, let's wrap up this vlog, yeah? I just dropped all my books everywhere. I was able to finish Get Out of Your Head by Jenny Allen. That was the only one I finished since our last check-in. And I was going to give you kind of an overview of the secular advice I could take away from it, because it is a very, very faith-based book. Much of it depends on having like a Christian belief system. I think that was thunder. So some takeaways that I was able to kind of gather for you that are more secular would be just the process of being aware of the thoughts that you're thinking and examining whether or not those thoughts are true. So like if there's a thunderstorm and my brain automatically goes to the world's coming to an end, just double check and see, is that thought true? Like, is it really coming to an end right now in this moment? Kind of the deal. So yeah, so checking your thoughts and questioning whether your thoughts, your anxious thoughts, are actually true. There were some interesting parts about neuroplasticity and some research that shows we can actually retrain our brains through neuroplasticity, through the thoughts that we think, to have a more healthy, balanced view of the world and reduce our anxiety. It takes time and repetition, but you can do it. And then the other piece was just practicing gratitude regularly helps you refocus your thoughts in a healthier, positive way, just being thankful for the things that you have, not discounting your struggles by doing that, but by, in addition to being aware of your struggles, taking into account the things that are going right in your life, because there are probably some things going right in your life. I think those were the main secular tips that I could distill from you from that book. I really liked it. I gave it 3 stars. I've been putting some of the principles into practice, but again, it's one of those things where it's like it's going to take time to see a real effect or a real result, because you have to train your brain and rebuild your neural connections and your neural pathways, and that only happens with time and repetition. So I guess I'll let you know like 6 months from now if if some of these strategies were actually helpful for me or not. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the vlog here. If you just want to leave me an emoji to let me know that you watched and you stopped by, leave me a waving emoji, since this is like my first time back, so leave me a wave and say hi. And until next time, make sure that you continue to read good books, drink good coffee, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye!